And so today, for those of you who are on, I appreciate it. I know the weather is kind of gloomy, but if you are at home, that is the most enjoyable time to have this weather. Unfortunately, I'm at the office, so I cannot say the same. But today we are going to talk about some apps and some websites that I have found super helpful, especially during this pandemic. A lot of the quarantine and us being able to go out has kind of stopped. So we've got to get kind of creative. So I'm going to share a few of the ones that I have used the most. And then if you guys have anything that you want to share, please share that with us. So the objectives today, of course, like I mentioned, we're going to identify some apps and some online platforms to utilize in uncertain times, aka COVID, and after also. So these applications and online platforms will be beneficial even after this pandemic is gone, and hopefully that will be sooner rather than later, because I'm over 2020 right now. So I'm going to provide the illustration of what the app looks like. I'm going to show you guys how to access these apps, how they work, if there's a cost, and then we're going to talk about some different ways to utilize these apps that, of course, will benefit you in everyday life. All right, so I kind of broke these down into categories. So some of the apps and the online platforms to consider are those grocery apps, the banking and the bills, the prescriptions and medications. And then also you guys have to make sure you have some time for self-care, for fun, especially if you are in a caregiving situation. During COVID, this will allow you to save some of that time and money. Obviously, I know probably grocery shopping is respite for a lot of you guys, or just going and picking medications up by yourself. So if that's the case and you feel comfortable, you guys keep on doing that. But if you ever think, oh, I don't have enough time, I can't hire somebody to come in so I can go do the bill paying and all of that, this is when that will come into handy. So we are going to go on to the next slide. And hopefully everybody can see my screen. I've shared my screen, so if you can't, just shoot me a comment in the chat box, or feel free to speak up and we'll see if we can figure it out. But the ones that we're going to be talking about today, Instacart is what we'll talk about first, and that is in that grocery category. Regions Banking, of course, is in the banking category. In the bill pay category, there are millions and millions of those. Okay. I just use Regions because that is the one that I'm most familiar with, because I bank with Regions. There are two medication ones that we're going to talk about. CVS is one, and then PillPack by Amazon is another. So as we're going through these, I want you guys to let me know if you've tried to use these before, if you've been successful, if it's been a pain. Tell me your thoughts on that. So the last ones that we're going to talk about, of course, are for fun, because we have to make sure we're building that self-care in our lives, especially with quarantine and caregiving on top of that. So the Calm app is one of those, Spotify, and then TikTok. And I'll be really interested to see how many of you get on TikTok. All right, so I have got a slide right here. These are what those apps that I just went over, this is what they look like. So if you are in your Play Store, if you've got an Android tablet or phone, or if you're in the App Store with Apple or iPhone, iPad as well, this is what they will look like when you go to search for those applications. So the carrot, of course, is Instacart. You've got the green triangle, that's Regions. The green circle with black lines, that's Spotify. And then the others, of course, you guys can see that they have the name of the app in the logo. So those will be easy to find. All right, so let's talk about how we can access some of these. So as far as Instacart goes, that is, of course, again, in the grocery category that I have. And you can go to www.instacart.com, or again, you can go through the app or Play Store on your smartphone or tablet, iPad, whatever you have access to. So you don't necessarily have to download the app. You can go through the website on each and every one of these to access these applications. Regions.com is the one. So if you bank with Regions, typically you guys will know if your bank has an online banking system. If they have an online banking system, whatever that website is for you guys to access, chances are, and I would probably say 99.9% of the time, they're going to have an application that you can download also for your smartphone or your tablet. So if you don't already know what that is, I would go Google whoever you're banking with, and I'm sure it'll pull it right up. You can go to CVS.com for the CVS app. And this app actually has a component where they will deliver your medications from the pharmacy. And again, you can download that app through the Play Store or the App Store if you've got iPhone. www.pillpack.com is for the Amazon pharmacy. So you can get on that website. You can go to Amazon also, and if you just type in pill pack or pharmacy, it will take you straight to the website. So again, you can do that through App or Play Store. All of these you guys can download or get through the App or Play Store. So you've got calm.com, so that is for the Calm app, which we'll talk about in a little bit. www.spotify.com, and then www.tiktok.com. So again, all of these have websites that you can access as well as the application on your smartphone. So let's talk about Instacart. And before we kind of go into these things, has anybody on here, have you guys used Instacart before?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No, I've never used Instacart.
Okay, have you heard of it at least?
I have. I've heard of it.
Okay. Anybody else? Has anybody on here used the app Instacart before? Okay, well, I'm about to change your life. So I use Instacart every Sunday. Grocery shopping stresses me out. I know, like I said earlier, a lot of you guys like to go to the grocery store to like get out of the house and get away, but grocery shopping stresses me out because I get in there, even if I have a list to go by, I will just go up and down aisles until my cart is full and then I have nothing to like make a meal. Okay. So Instacart saves me money and it saves me some time. So how it works, it allows you, of course, to shop from local grocery stores online. It sends a personal shopper to fulfill and deliver your order to you the same day. So if some of you guys are familiar with the Walmart where you like drive up and they come load your car, most of the time with that Walmart app, you guys have to schedule a day in advance. And with Instacart, you can access Sam's, you can access Costco if you have one of those close by, Kroger, Publix, all of those stores you can access, and you usually can pick a delivery time within 2 hours of making your order, okay? So it's pretty perfect for me. Instacart Express, that is $9.99 a month, okay? So with that subscription, you don't have to pay a delivery fee. But if you don't want to do that monthly subscription, downloading that app and using that app is free. There is a $3.99 delivery fee depending on how far out you are from those stores that you're ordering from. And there is a minimum of $35 that has to be spent. which is not hard to do, right? So if you're even getting just 1 or 2 meals and some snacks, typically you hit that $35. I happen to be super close to Publix and Kroger here in Huntsville, and so it's $3.99 every time I get delivery from Instacart, which is worth it to me to not have to go into the store. So I usually don't have a problem paying that. And then sometimes Instacart on specific products. So if you spend so much on Kellogg's products, or if you spend so much on Lunchables or something like that. I have a 3-year-old, so these are the things that I see most often. They will waive that delivery charge, and it's free delivery. So it'll pop up on your screen, you know, if you spend $16 more in this category, delivery will be free. It'll let you know. But in order to make sure you have access to this service, make sure when you get on the website or you download the app, you enter your zip code. So you're not in there just, you know, aimlessly looking, and then all of a sudden, I know that there's some rural areas who don't get serviced with Instacart or those personal shoppers. So that is what I would do before you dug into anything more. But when you get on Instacart, you literally type in whatever product you're looking for. It's kind of like a Google search bar. So if I'm looking for Pop-Tarts, it's going to pull up all the Pop-Tarts. Or if I'm looking for a specific cereal, I just type that in. And Instacart, if you're going through Publix or Kroger, anybody who has like the hot deli, you guys can like create and make your like sub sandwiches, and they'll put those together and that will be delivered as well. So it's pretty sweet if you ask me. And I probably keep them in business because I use them so often. So it is very user friendly, I think. I don't think it's a very difficult app to access. And again, $3.99 in the grand scheme of things is not a tremendous amount to have to pay for a delivery fee. Before we go on to the next slide, does anybody have any questions about Instacart? Are you going to try it after we get off here, or next time you have to go grocery shopping?
It sounds like something I would definitely. I've done the Walmart. I did the Walmart app one time, and they took so long to bring my that in the car, probably over an hour or so after I scheduled a time, and so I just kind of got turned off.
Yeah, I know.
It sounds.
Yeah, Walmart takes. I don't know what their method is behind all of that, but Instacart, you know, again, you can access several different stores. Walmart, of course, is not one of those because they have their own thing, but within 2 hours, most of the time, it's there within an hour, and they bring it to your front door. If you want them to bring it in the house, they'll do that too, but I always just have them, especially right now, just leave it at the front door, ring the doorbell, let me know that you're there so I can get my groceries in. But I really don't want to be in contact with anybody that I don't have to be in contact with because I don't know where they've been. So,
different, like if you ordered something from Sam's and ordered something from Publix, do you have to pay like separate $3.99?
You know, that is a good question. I'm not sure if. What I would imagine is that you would have to pay a delivery fee for each because they're going to send, most likely they're not going to send the same shopper to all 3 of those stores. I think it kind of works like Uber does. So like when you're looking for an Uber or somebody to come pick you up, it's like the closest person in proximity that gets that notification that, hey, somebody needs to be picked up, or hey, somebody is wanting groceries delivered. So I don't think that I've never ordered from multiple stores at once from them. I've always just done like one store. So that is a good question. But if you will send me an email after this and remind me, I will try to do my best to look that up for you. Because that's a good question. I know you other ladies on here are dying to talk right now, because usually y'all talk all the time when we're on here. So feel free to jump in whenever you want to. But we'll go ahead and go on to regions. So again, I chose regions simply because this is who I bank with. This is the one that I'm most familiar with. But of course, you've got to go to the website to enroll in your online banking system. And this is going to require that personal information. So just be prepared ahead of time for that. I have not had any problems with anybody getting my information or anything like that. It's been 100% safe since I've been using it, and I've been on the app probably now for about 5 or 6 years. I know a lot of people have concerns about entering social security numbers and things like that, but you will have to have an email address because they'll send you notifications that way for online banking. But my favorite part about it is the mobile deposits and the bill pay. So if you don't have direct deposit and you're getting paper checks from your employer or whomever it is, you can take a picture of this check, the front and the back, and it will deposit. Typically it takes 2 days to get deposited when you do it through mobile. But you don't have to go anywhere. You get to throw that check away after you have deposited it. And it's there. So again, you're not having to take the time out of your day to go to the bank, to go pick up a check. If you've got to go pick up a check, like, you've got everything right there at your fingertips. So, and then bill pay through the banking apps, you can set up automatic withdrawal for utilities to come out. If you've got a credit card bill that you want to pay every month and take it and it be automatic withdrawal, they'll do that. You just enter all the information into that bill pay section and it will allow you to make those payments directly from your banking app. And then of course, all of our banks have a budget function. So if you like to shop or if you like to go out to eat, whatever it is, it will definitely tell you where you're spending most of your money, and it will help you create a budget. That is one of the things that I use most on there because I need that budget in my life. Transferring funds. So if you've got a family member who uses regions as well, you can transfer from your checking account to theirs. It doesn't require you to go to the bank, to get in the car, to go anywhere. You literally do it just from your smartphone or your tablet. So that is very convenient, especially when you don't feel comfortable getting out and about because of the pandemic and everything else going on right now. And the best part about banking apps is that I don't know one that costs any money. So all of them are free to download, all are free to use, whether it's the online system or utilizing the app. Does anybody currently use their bank's app or website to do online banking?
I actually use Region, same as you.
Okay. Yep. It's very beneficial. I think that it's definitely worth downloading and giving it a try. Again, there's no cost to it. So those of you who don't currently use a banking application, if that's something that you're wanting to look into, if you decide you don't like it, you delete it. You don't have to keep it. There is no buy-in for that. You just have to have, of course, an existing bank account with whatever bank you decide that you're going to utilize. So we will go on. Medications are a big deal, especially for the caregivers and care recipients. You guys that are caring for somebody probably have medication that you have to take too. So not having to get out, especially days like today when it's raining and nasty outside, you can go into the CVS Pharmacy app and it will let you know, hey, your medication has been filled. You can get your refills done also through that application. And then you can opt to have those medications delivered, and again, within hours. It doesn't take a couple of days. So the way to do this is you've got to select that on-demand prescription delivery service, and that's got to go through the app, through text, or you guys have to call the local CVS. I feel like CVS is pretty normal to be in every area. It might not be in some, but for the most part, I think you can access a CVS pretty much anywhere. If you want your prescriptions delivered from CVS and you've gone through the app and you've done what you need to do for your medications, there is a cost to the delivery service, of course, and it can be $4.99 for 1 to 2 day deliveries. And I think if you need that medication sooner than that, you can opt in for a sooner time, but I think that the fee gets a little bit more expensive if you go that route. So again, super convenient. The folks that we're caring for most of the time have several different medications. I'll have to say CVS is good, I think, but I'm really, really impressed with the next one, which is the pill pack through Amazon. I am going to see if I can pull up this video for you guys and share that with you, because the video kind of sums everything up, and everything is free through PillPack. Of course, you've got to pay your copay, just like you would if you were going to pick up from a pharmacy, or if you wanted any additional vitamins that don't happen to be covered with insurance or whatnot, you'd have to pay for that. But there is no shipping fee or anything like that. There's no service fee. So it's only that copay that you would be paying. So I'm going to see if I can share this video with you guys. So give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. And I will, let's see. I'm going to be a professional at Zoom before this is all over with, because we've had to do everything from it. So bear with me. I haven't shared a website video before, so I'm going to try to do that with you guys. If I can get back to my website. And here it is. So what I'm going to do is see if I can open this link. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yes, it's black.
It's black. Okay, so let me try to play this video because I'm on the video screen. So let me see if y'all tell me if you can hear or see this video. Can y'all see my video that I'm playing?
I just see a black screen.
Okay. All right, we're going to try it a different way. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to copy. And I'm going to stop sharing my presentation, and I'm going to try and share my website. Let's see here. All right, what about now? Can you guys see that now?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video, and it will kind of explain, you know, how it works. It's a very short video, guys. I'm not about to make you watch a 10-minute video. So it's very short and concise and to the point. So I'm going to go ahead and start that.
It's not showing.
The video is not showing?
It's just a white screen of
Amazon?
website. Yeah, I can see the play. play, little play
Button.
button. Yeah, and it's moving right along.
Okay, let me try one more time and see if this will work. Can you see now?
Still just a white screen.
Okay. All right. So what I will do for those who are on, I will share the actual video through a link via email. But the way that PillPack works, it's a full service pharmacy. It sorts medications by the dose and it delivers it, of course, directly to your door. So they are all about simplifying the process of managing medications through a combination of convenient packaging, modern technology, and personalized service. So if you are administering medications for your care recipient, your loved one, whomever it is, and you know, like I said earlier, typically it's more than one medication. So what PillPack does is you submit all the medications that your loved one is in need of, or you yourself, whoever it is, and what they do is, depending on how often you're supposed to take that, when you're supposed to take it, and they will put all the different medications in one package together, and it's going to have like the time and day. So you're supposed to take these medications at the morning, when you wake up, after you eat, and it's got them all in one package together. So it's not like one medication each bottle like you would get from the pharmacy. It is all the medications that you're supposed to take on a daily basis, and it's labeled with, hey, you take these in the morning, all in one package together, and this is the day of the week that you're supposed to do it. So sounds pretty awesome to me. I have never used PillPack before, but if they sort and they do all that, it's probably going to make your life a little bit easier, as far as now you don't have to go to the pharmacy because they're going to deliver it straight to your home. There is no service charge for this. You only have to do your copays, and it's already pre-packaged and separated, which also makes it easier if you're going out of town and you have a respite provider coming in. All you have to do is give them that package, and they're going to know how to administer those medications the best. So I'm going to go back into my PowerPoint, since that website didn't work. I'll figure out that. I've got to play with it a little bit more. But PillPack seems pretty cool to me. Seems like something that I would definitely utilize if I was ever in that caregiving situation, which I probably will be at some point in my life. Just like all of us, and then also for myself. So that is PillPack, and again, it's by Amazon Pharmacy. So there is websites, and then there is also an application that you can download straight on your phone or your tablet. So we're going to kind of go into some of the fun ones. Does anybody use the Calm app right now? No? Okay. So the Calm app, so if you guys don't know, I'm also a therapist. So I do private practice in the afternoons a couple days a week. And so this is one of the things that I tell my clients to use, especially if you're dealing with a lot of stress or anxiety, right? It features meditation, sleep aids, gentle movement, and stretching music designed to help you focus, relax, and sleep. The guided meditations cover sleep, anxiety, stress, and then gratitude, which is a very good component, I think, is to have that gratitude piece, because oftentimes we have this negative perception, I think, about caregiving and about stress and things like that. And sometimes stress is good. Sometimes stress makes us do the things that we've been putting off. So there is a free version of the Calm app, and then there is also a paid version. The paid version comes with, you get to choose movie stars and things like that to read you a meditation or to read you a bedtime story. So I know a lot of people use Matthew McConaughey. There's several famous people on there who will do these meditations for you. So I think, of course, with the paid version, you have more access to some of these guided meditations. But the free version, I mean, especially just to try if you haven't tried before, because some of these techniques don't work for everybody. So just to try the free version first to make sure that it is something that is beneficial to you is what I would advise. But I've gotten very positive feedback from my clients who use this app. I myself use this app. So I wanted to throw that one out there for you guys. I know times are stressful right now, especially with the pandemic, COVID, all of that stuff happening. So it's something good to have, I think, to put into practice on a daily basis anyways. So you guys have that relief every day. You have that time, you know, carved out for yourself that you can kind of relax and focus on you for a little bit. So that is the Calm app.
Brittany,
Yes.
there's also this app called COVID Coach, and it's very similar.
Oh, okay. So that's good to know. Do you know how to access the chat box on here?
Yes.
Will you type that in the chat box for those people who maybe didn't hear you? So if they want to reference that app later, they can. And you said COVID Coach?
COVID Coach, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So Spotify, this is a digital music podcast and video streaming service, and it gives you access, of course, to millions of songs and other content from artists all over the world. So if you like podcasts, if you like the video streaming, music, things like that, if those are things that help you decompress, relieve some stress, Spotify is a good service for that. And the basic functions, of course, of Spotify are free, but again, you can choose to upgrade for more access to more things. So you'll find just about every application has a free version and a paid version, and it just depends on what you're wanting out of that app. Whatever works best for you. If the free version is enough, sufficient for what you need it for, then go for the free version. And if you want a little bit more out of the app, of course, you know, they're going to put a charge with it. So Spotify, does anybody use Spotify right now?
I do.
Okay. Do you like it?
I haven't used it a lot, but at the times I've used it, did like it because it based on my selection, the playlist.
Okay. I've used Audible, and I see somebody said that they use Amazon Music. Amazon Music, if I'm correct, I know that they have a free version and then a paid version too. So I like Amazon Music. Audible is more of the audiobook. So in Audible, there are free audiobooks, but then there are also audiobooks that you pay for individually. I don't have much time to actually read. So I find it helpful to be able to get in what I want to get in if I'm driving down the road or if I'm in the office, and I've got some quiet time, I can turn Audible on and listen to whatever book it is that I'm wanting to listen to. So Audible is another one if you're interested in something that will provide some entertainment. And speaking of entertainment, this brings me to my next slide. How many people have used TikTok? And if you don't want to speak out, you don't have to. Shoot me a little message in the chat box and you can tell me that way. I myself love TikTok. And I think that I use it more for stress relief and lightheartedness, things to help me take my mind off more serious matters. So a distraction technique, if you will. There are a lot of recipes on TikTok. There are a lot of crazy things on TikTok also. So let me go ahead and put that disclaimer out there. There are some crazy things. But if you follow the right people, there are therapists who will post little videos, inspirational, motivational things. So I follow a lot of those things. It is very entertaining to me. Be careful because it can become a black hole. Like you can be in that app for hours and hours if you have that kind of time. So I wanted to put TikTok on there because I truly can see a difference in my mood when I watch TikTok. Some of it is just dumb. Some of it's dumb, but sometimes that's what my mind needs. I don't need all serious things in my head, but it gives me a way to escape, if you will. So TikTok is free. But if you've never been on TikTok, I've got on the slide that, you know, it's kind of like karaoke for the digital age. So there's a lot of parodies, there's a lot of lip syncing, things like that on there. And it's just one of those things that makes me happy. So I wanted to share that with you guys. If you've never been on it, if you've got, you know, kiddos or grandkids or anything like that, I'm sure you've heard about it or familiar with it. Some of you might have grounded your children from it. Because again, there are some distasteful things also. So just kind of keep an eye on that. But are there any other apps, you know, call them happy apps, right? So anything that helps you relax or takes your mind off of all the serious and crazy things that are happening in our world today that you guys want to share with everybody else? Okay. All right. Well, so how can these apps help you guys? So we've kind of touched on these as well. I have a big, huge picture of convenience right here because that is probably the best way to describe any of these applications. Saves time, saves money in a lot of ways. You don't have to leave your house. Of course, right now, the benefit of that is there's less risk of exposure. You can actually access these outside of normal business hours too. So, you know, Walmart might be only open until 8 p.m., but you need something in the next couple of hours as far as groceries are concerned. So if you go to Instacart, you can get Publix or somebody to deliver that evening. And then also, if you just want to schedule something for the next day, you don't have to wait until that day to call and say, hey, I need something out here tomorrow at 10. You can go ahead and access that application and schedule whatever it is that you need. Even if it's midnight and you're awake doing this. Another big one on there, especially for caregivers, you know, this provides entertainment and stress relief. So we want to be able to access those happy hormones. We want to not have to think about all of those serious matters 24/7, right? That's how we end up getting super burnt out in what we're doing. It's already a hard job to do anyway. So if you can make it a habit of, you know, having something in your life, even if it's for a few minutes every day for just you, make sure you are making that time. Which brings me on to the next bullet right there. You know, some call it respite. So some of these apps, this might be the only form of respite you get. You might, especially right now with COVID and everything happening, you might not find yourself out and about or have people come into the home because you're worried about risk of exposure for yourself, for your loved ones, which makes 110% sense. So this might be your only form, is having these, you know, especially the stress relief, the entertainment applications. That might be the only time you have to yourself. So make sure you're being super intentional about creating that time. And then first one I mentioned, of course, is convenience, and that's it. I mean, end of story. These are super helpful. Most of them I have found to be super user friendly. There hasn't been much that I haven't been able to figure out. So I'm gonna leave it open now for you guys. If y'all have any questions, comments, suggestions, I would love to hear those. You know, we're going to be doing a lot of these pre-recorded and live workshops because of COVID. We can't be out and about in the community. So any, you know, topics or anything like that, you guys feel free to email me and say, hey, this is something I've been interested in. If it's not something we're the professional in, we can try and find somebody to partner with us to hold that training. So that is always an option for you guys to shoot us an email or something and let us know. If nobody has anything, the last thing that I want to leave you guys with is instruction to email me when I say goodbye, and, you know, say, I want you to tell me if you're interested in a care package or a stipend. The care packages that we have available is just a box of goodies for you guys. There's a small gift card in there. There's some chapsticks and things like that. And then the stipend is a check that you'll receive to pay for respite services. So I will have a form for you guys to complete for me so I can get that printed off and we can get those care packages or stipends out to you. So shoot me an email, say, hey, I was on the workshop today and I need a stipend form, and tell me whether or not you want the care package or the stipend, and we will move from there. I'm going to give you guys one more chance. Y'all have been super quiet and I'm tired of hearing my own voice. So if you have anything that you want to add in, please feel free to do so now. And if not, we will go ahead and end it. And I appreciate you guys, you know, getting on and listening to me talk. I hope that this has been beneficial to you guys. It's been super helpful for me. So,
well, I really, you know, about few apps that I had not heard of, but had not definitely have used that you piqued my interest into trying out. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. I hope that you guys get some use out of them because again, most of these I use. Instacart is my regular go-to because again, grocery shopping is super stressful for me. So you guys shoot me an email. I am going to record this, so if you want to go back and kind of revisit to see how you can access some of these, y'all will have access to that. I'll reply back to the email that you send me with the link to that. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day, even though it's kind of gloomy out. And y'all look for our next workshop that we'll be doing, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, y'all have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.